This is EFC, the Extreme Fighting Championship.
Welcome to another action-packed episode from the Extreme Fighting Championship. Coming up, we'll see two explosive battles from the epic EFC 57, and we kick things off with an exciting war between two of the DRC's best, when former boxer Anicet Kanyeba faces a formidable judo champion in Gorilla Asoko.
EFC Fight Rules, brought to you by Samsung. Inspire the world, create the future. 3 judges score the bout. Each bout consists of 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's title fight is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. The winner of each round gains 10 points and his opponent 9 or less. This is based on striking, grappling, effective aggression, and hexagon control. Anicet Kanyeba versus Gorilla Akoso.
And here we go, next bout on the way, EFC 57. And it is Gorilla Akoso making his way into the big top arena, fighting out of Top Primate. Tough fighter, all the skills, very hungry to pick up another win here at the Extreme Fighting Championship.
Absolutely, he's got that brawler style. He's a very aggressive, come-forward guy, not scared to throw caution to the wind, always comes in prepared, always comes ready to throw down.
Of course, originally from the DRC, you know, and he's gonna have that age advantage, and you know, we've seen on a number of times here tonight at EFC 57 that has come into play. He will step in right now to the Adidas Prep Zone. Get all your Adidas combat sport gear from sntsports.co.za.
Has an 0-2 record at the moment, but I don't believe that record is a true reflection of what he can actually do and his actual abilities inside the hexagon. Let's hope for his sake at least he can bring it all together tonight. Made his debut, a very underwhelming one against Peter Coxon. That was EFC 40. Got knocked out in the second round. After that, EFC 48, Lyle Karam. Second round, referee TKO stoppage. So certainly he's had some time away, roughly a year to the day almost since he's last been inside the hexagon. So he's had some time to really work on his overall game, to really improve the holes that he did have in his game, and guys are saying that certainly tonight he is going to come in and put in a very solid performance.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Rowan Katsu, his head coach over at Top Primate, and he just says the skills this guy possesses, if he can get the dedication down, if he can be that regular guy in the gym all the time, I mean, the sky's the limit for him. He can make some big-time waves here in the EFC. We'll see if it's his time tonight against a very accomplished veteran.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a very tough task against a guy that's got a ton of outings inside this very EFC hexagon.
Well, you got to be talking about Anicet, the Showstopper. Kanyeba, he's a boxer by trade, originally out of the DRC as well. Has fought a lot of his fights at featherweight. Took it at short notice. Is a guy that's always ready to fight. We've seen him in a number of short notice fights, and oftentimes he'll pick up that win in the short notice fight. So he's a guy that's kind of always ready, always training as if there's going to be a fight tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. He certainly is an absolute gamer, is Anicet Kanyeba. He's beaten some really tough guys, and he's taken some losses that a lot of people felt he shouldn't have taken. 12 professional fights, pretty much splits it down the middle with wins and losses, bar the one no contest. Showstopper is what he calls himself, a very exciting fighter. He certainly always goes out, he looks to finish, he looks to impress. You'll see some really wild swings from his side. He puts the fancy kicks and things that he mixes into his fight style as well. Sometimes very effective, sometimes not so much. So a guy that's also constantly improving, constantly working, and certainly a big character in the organization.
No, yeah, and you know, he carries himself a certain way outside of the hexagon as well. Always at the peak with the fashion sense. He's out and about, enjoying the nightlife. He enjoys being a big face here at the Extreme Fighting Championship, but make no mistake about it, when he gets inside the hex, the guy's ready to do work.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly always comes to fight. And he's really fought the cream of the crop in that featherweight division. You look at names of Boyd Allen, Bar and Nino, Bakoba Yakubitse, Tumisang Madiba twice. And tonight he gets to face Gorilla Osoko. So a big challenge for him against a guy that is very tough, very strong, and very durable. On the Constantia Insurance tail of the tape, we'll see Anicet Kanyeba, nearly 10 years older than Gorilla Osoko. Gives up a little bit of reach and practically the same height. Should be a cracker. Let's send it up to Cyrus Fees for the introduction.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your next bout is a catchweight bout scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing first, the fighter on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He's a mixed martial artist with a record of 0 wins and 2 defeats. He stands 1.74 meters tall, weighing in at 73 kilos. Fighting at a top primate, foreshore, Cape Town, South Africa, Gorilla Akosu. And now his opponent, standing across the hexagon and fighting out of the blue corner. He's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 6 defeats. He stands 1.77 meters tall and weighs in at 72 kilos. Fighting for Junkyard MMA, Silver Lakes, Pretoria, South Africa. He is the Showstopper, Anicet Kanyeba. Your referee when the action begins, Bobby Karagianidis.
The RDG Hexagon duels take advantage of RDG's autumn specials on Opals, Chevrolets, as well as Isuzus. Get to RDG now.
Time to go to war. There's the Showstopper, Anicet Kanyeba, taking on the Gorilla Akosu.
Gorilla, you ready? Anicet, you ready? Let's fight!
And here we go. Time to go to battle. Bobby Caragini just gets us started. Round number 1 in the black and the yellow is Gorilla in the all black. Kanyeba, and boom, right to the mat goes the Showstopper, and Gorilla is not playing around.
No, he came out with bad intentions early on, swinging wildly. Just have to wonder if he can keep up that sort of intensity and that sort of pace. Nice sprawl at the moment as Anicet's trying to get back to his feet, possibly looking for that reversal.
Well, here's the thing coming into this fight. When you talk about them meeting at a catchweight, you talk about Kanyeba coming up. Normally he's a feather. Gorilla coming down here. So he's obviously most likely going to be the more powerful of the two. And you saw that there in the first seconds as he picked him up. No problem at all and put him on the mat. Yeah,
I mean, he's a strong physical dude anyway, let alone if he's fighting someone theoretically a division lower than him.
Looks like he may be trying for a guillotine, but that is not the way to go about it.
That's arm in very deep. There's no, I believe, no real threat there. You can see Anicet is moving around quite freely. And Gorilla desperately looking for that takedown. Anicet also shouldn't be too careless here, even though he gets
that? Nice little pickup.
Gets the pickup, but he gets the arm in again. He tries to work for that underhook. But that may have just given Gorilla a bit of a better grip, better position, absolutely. So Anicet certainly is confident, but you can't make a mistake, especially with someone's arm around your neck when they're as strong as Gorilla Osoko is.
You know, we saw Anicet go on that huge streak that he went on until he met up.
Tries to pull guard now.
Uh-oh, that's trouble.
He might be in trouble here. This is locked in.
It doesn't look like he's really under the neck, though. That's the thing. He's just kind of off to the side of his neck.
He's just squeezing. He might blow out his arms here, but Anicet has to get out of this position. Now he's cranking.
Well, that's just the power. That's just brute strength trying to finish it, trying to squeeze the life out of Kanyeba. It doesn't look like he's in desperation mode right now. I just don't think that the grip is really where it needs to be. He's not underneath the neck. He's not putting that pressure on the throat.
Well, what he actually wants to do here is he wants to, looks like that arm is slipping closer to being underneath the chin. Got a very good view
needs to take
from
that
where we are
right
now.
arm and push down on the elbow and try to push that arm down. And
yeah, absolutely. He needs to break this hold here. Can only hold on for so long, but he doesn't look to be in too much trouble.
He doesn't want to walk himself into another bad situation here and possibly give Gorilla
If he
a
can
better
pop
grip.
that hand out, which he now has, now he needs to push that hand on top of the head of Gorilla, not to the side, push on top of it and push down like he is doing now. He should be able to pop out, and he does.
You know, and that's going to really work against Gorilla Kosu, who worked really hard for that guillotine. And now
Anicet is now raining down, looking to finish his Anicet Kanyeba.
How about these elbows? My goodness.
Wow.
You're seeing some absolute vicious elbows.
Man possessed, but he's not keeping his base. He needs to be very careful of that. But I think Gorilla was just overwhelmed. Also, certainly blew out his arms by squeezing for the better part of 3 minutes of this round. But now Anicet in a great position, still in the full guard, now in the full mount.
Here we go.
And he's looking to finish.
Again.
This should be it for Anicet Kanyeba.
Can Gorilla survive it? How much lead?
Anicet is landing, and he's landing hard. Gorilla in big trouble here. Bobby Karajanides is right on top of the action, as good as they come in referees, so he certainly is having a close look.
But still no direct shots here. Gorilla doing a great job of defending from the bottom, although we're seeing a lot of action from Kanyeba.
Anicet is just trying to slice through the middle.
And it looks like he might be getting the side of the face of Gorilla, and if he is, it's going to be a bloodbath, Dirk. Now this is something, he's in a position right now where,
going to go for the armbar, and he actually commits to it.
Nice setup for the armbar. But you're talking about some brute strength there by Gorilla Kosu.
Don't quite know if that was the right call for him. It doesn't look like he's going to give up possession here, luckily. Possibly could have stayed a little bit longer. Here he goes straight back into full mount. He's very lucky to keep that position. Now land some more elbows from the top. He's getting through with some of them, certainly. The rest are just hitting the shoulder bicep area, it would seem.
It's almost like he was aiming for the bicep.
It nearly looked like it, yeah, from this angle.
And here we go, just with the ground and pound, trying to put a finish to this fight. Bobby Karajanides is letting it go on. Gorilla Kosu, although he's on the bottom, he's done a great job of really avoiding any serious damage.
Yeah, certainly he should have taken a ton of it by now, and he actually hasn't, considering the position he's in. But he also hasn't shown any genius of getting out of this position, or of getting guard back, and now he's looking for the Americana, as Anicet. But we'll run out of time here to see the round out.
Round one comes to a close, and it was all Kanyeba there for the better part of at least 3 minutes, but just not able to put him away. Has to be a little frustrating for the Showstopper.
And if you look at the two faces, Anicet is certainly one that's in a lot worse condition than Gorilla is.
Of course, as you look at the replay there, Gorilla struck first with that big takedown, but after that, Anicet did a great job of just lifting him up, showing his own strength.
He did valiantly to fight out of this attempted guillotine choke. It wasn't quite in, it was an arm in as well, and this was the better part of the last, what should we say, last minute of the round, where Anicet just absolutely rained down, but he probably a little bit over-eager. He wasn't really picking his shots and taking his time. He had a lot of time to work, maybe just a little bit over-committal with some of those strikes. You see a lot of the veterans will sit in a position like that and they'll wait, they'll pick their shots, and every time they land it's going to be hard.
Yeah, because
and it's going to be
wasn't
significant.
going anywhere.
Absolutely not. No, he was pinned down and he was in a lot of trouble, but either way, we go into a second round of what so far has been quite entertaining. Will Gorilla run in?
Gorilla and the Showstopper. Are we going to see some urgency from Gorilla Kosu to set the table here in round number 2? Brought to you by 7 Stars Invigorating Energy. Fuel your body with what it needs.
And he's set on the balls of his feet. Gorilla very happy to just be planted and swinging hard.
Nice movement. Backpedaling is Anicet Kanyeba. Little grin on his face.
Anicet just needs to take his time. A very dangerous, powerful striker is Gorilla Osoku, and you saw him there nearly flush, landing a jab, a hook of his own.
Oh, swinging wildly and missing is the Showstopper.
Anicet landing good.
Nice combination. He hit the majority of those shots. Spin kick. Not the best timing on that one.
The execution not great.
Gorilla Kosu waiting for his spot here as he's had a chance to rest and expects to see some explosion out of him. And he's not wasting any time. A big tongue out, little head wag from the Showstopper.
Anicet now taunting his opponent, playing with them, arms up, and
We've seen this
shots
before. We have, you know, Anicet, he carries a little bit of attitude.
A little bit.
Carries a lot of attitude. Now, backing it up though, pushing Gorilla up against the fence, but we haven't seen a whole lot of damage here. Although he's been having a little bit of fun, he's been on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I was trying to
Good
say before.
takedown by Anicet. He's in the full mount immediately.
I don't think Gorilla's getting out of this one.
No, and there's so much time left of this. He just has to be clever about it now. Take his time, pick his shots, and he should be able to finish from here.
Trying to sneak the elbows in. You see as he pushes down the wrist of Gorilla, trying to sneak those elbows in. Now shots to the side.
And he's got 3 minutes to work. It's a ton of time. He's going to have to stay busy, though, on top of it, even though he's in full mount. Bobby Karagianidis will stand him up if he doesn't do anything with it.
But, you know, at the same time, you know, very rarely do you see somebody get stood up when they're in that full mount. But you're right, Anicet has to continue.
Yeah, he has to continue working. He can't just sit and wait, which he is doing now. Still picking his shots, and he's got the wrist control on the left-hand side. You have to wonder if he's thinking about firing up another submission or just happy to sit out the round in this position, maybe just wait for a little gap and then land the shot, which is what he's doing right now.
Anicet Kanyeba, been the more dominant fighter here. Once he gets it to the ground, Gorilla has nowhere to go. That being said, he's just not doing enough with that ground and pound. I think he's better off just throwing the punches with the ground and pound than trying to sneak those elbows in right now.
Yeah, just constantly working, just
has
peppering with those short little shots.
Now there's the arm. He's going to give him up the arm again. You got to wonder if is he waiting.
And now he unloads a couple of punches and then pulls out of it again and now tries the elbow. Very high mount by Anicet here.
His corner, Ricky Masholas, great EFC fighter. Yelling at a few instructions here to Anicet Kanyeba, trying to get him to finish this fight. And we're sitting at the 90-second mark. Maybe you just kind of throw it all out there again. Even when he was throwing those multitudes of elbows in round number one, a few of those did sneak in because it was just non-stop.
Well, Bobby Karagianidis did warn Gorilla, essentially, you have to show me something or I will stop it. He has to improve his position. He can't just cover up. He has to do something. An intelligent defense is not covering up. And so far, he hasn't really shown much to get out of the spot that he is in.
I think if Kanyeba just starts ground and pound, whether or not it lands or not.
Yeah, just look to finish. Just throw a quick little flurry. He should be able to get it. Yeah, absolutely. Taking his time now. I'm sure his corner...
not making any fans right now.
Yeah, but I'm sure his corner is also keeping an eye on the time, and probably sort of 30 seconds to go. They'll tell him, come on, rain down, try and finish.
Well, I'm looking right across the hex right now at Ricky Masholas, and he's just pounding on the table and saying, come on, let's go. Bobby Karagianidis is warning Gorilla again.
He's warning Gorilla again. He might just step in and stop this right now. 30 seconds remaining. This might be the point where he unloads. It looks like he's starting to.
Nice right hands there, sneaking him in. The side of the head is open, so.
Last chance by Bobby Karagianidis, just told him, and he said has to try and finish here. He has to get busy now. Surely we're seconds away from this being stopped. 10 seconds to go in the round, though. Anicet will kick himself if he can't get the victory here.
Just not enough. He's not going to do enough. And we're going to have to go to a third and final round here. Anicet Kanyeba could not stop Gorilla Okosu, and basically, in my opinion, giving him a get-out-of-jail-free pass here and letting him go to the third round, but you could have finished the fight.
Absolutely. He should have at least used those last 30 seconds. Just absolutely flurry, land shot after shot. Like you said, not all of them are going to land, but some will sneak through. And also,
you just look time and time again, them stop fights in that situation.
Absolutely. You just look so much more dominant when you're swinging away and your opponent isn't able to move. He doesn't have an answer for it. But from that particular position, it didn't really work all that well for Anicet. So into a third and final round, a dangerous position to be in for Anicet. He doesn't have this one completely. Gorilla always has that punching power. He always have a chance to come through.
we've already seen how explosive he can be, and right now he just got time to rest, and he really didn't have to do a whole lot on the ground because Anicet just wasn't throwing. So, you know, we'll see what happens here. Third and final round. That's the opening that Gorilla needs. If he wants to get this win, he's got to swing for the fences here.
It's quite interesting. Actually overheard Bobby Karajanidis in the corner of Gorilla.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Start!
It's your third and final round brought to you by 7 Stars Guarana Powered Energy Drink. And Anicet shakes it off, smiles. That smile's been out there quite a bit in this fight. Nice 1-2. Unable to connect.
Anicet arms down, chin up. Don't know if it's the right technique to employ against someone
I don't think so.
who's
I
visibly
agree.
slower, but make no mistake, if he lands and connects and your arms are down low, you're not expecting it.
Oh, there's a nice combination, swinging wildly, and a beautiful throw.
My goodness.
Wow.
Anicet has some judo.
That was nice. Yeah. That was impressive.
And now he's got the full mount now, and he's got one arm trapped as well. He
Just
should be able to finish from
wildly,
here.
Anicet, you got this. He's talking to him.
He's talking to his opponent, taunting him, but he's got the arm trap. This has to be it. He's got the one
Here he
arm trap.
goes.
He's landing. Bobby Karajanidis right on top of the action.
I'm not sure what he's waiting for, but maybe go ahead and go for that finish, Anicet. And I actually have, we have DeMart Penna right behind us yelling out triangle, and he's doing a little coaching here from the side.
Guys want him to finish. You can actually see in the corner of Anicet, they're telling him to slow it down. Don't know if that's the right.
Don't know if that's the right strategy. Oh, here comes the elbows. Good spot there for the elbows.
He's
And
got that
Anicet
arm
needs to start swinging.
Yeah, he's got that arm again. It looked like he was thinking about the submission.
Can he put away the fight? It feels like it's inevitable that the fight will be stopped, but he just...
Oh, now
Wow.
in even worse position. Both arms.
got the
Both
one
arms
arm
now
trapped.
compromised.
But if Gorilla could possibly somehow get out the back, if he has enough left, he's going to try to do it.
Anicet now tries to reset. He's actually pushing his knee on the face now.
This is where a few more jiu-jitsu classes is going to help Mr. Kanyeba, because he could finish this fight in a multitude of ways, as we're hearing it from the crowd here, from the gallery behind us.
Kanyeba Bobby Karajanidis is warning Gorilla. He wants him to do something, he wants him to show something. He's desperately close to stepping in, and he does.
And that's the end of this one. The Showstopper notches another victory. 6 wins, 6 defeats. He's back to 500. Big smile for Anicet Kanyeba.
They call him the Showstopper, and he certainly...
Well, he did stop the show.
He did, and he was showboating along the way as well, but a big victory for him after having a tussle with Tumisang Madiba twice, the 1-no contest, and then the loss to Tumisang Madiba, so he gets himself back into the win column. Certainly a man that is not lacking any confidence is Anicet Kanyeba.
Completely agree with that one. Here it is, the NPL Nutrition, Performance Nutrition Action Replay. And that
Beautiful
throw.
throw. That was probably for me the moment of the fight, the most significant thing that actually happened, and then just the control from the top position. He certainly, compared to that first round where he just wailed down and tried to land punch after punch after punch, actually brought it back a little bit in the second and third round, took his time, showed a lot of patience, showed a lot of maturity.
He's back in the win column, no doubt about it. Take a look at it again. That full mount, total control by Anicet Kanyeba.
Let's send it up for the official decision. Here is Cyrus Fees.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Bobby Karajanidis has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 28 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO due to referee stoppage, Anicet, the Showstopper, Kanyeba.
I'm here with your winner, Anicet Kanyeba. Anicet, a very tough fight for you. In that first round, you looked to finish very frantic, and you showed a lot more patience in the second and third rounds.
First thing, I want to thank my God, because everything I'm doing because of God. Who judo are you talking about? this is not judo, this is MMA. Don't that your judo things. I'm a boxer, this is MMA. Yeah, my camp was good. I'm also thanking everybody drive from Pretoria to come to watch my fight. And my sponsor, my big sponsor, thanks guys. Thank my coach, Freddy Bassan, for everything. Thank Ricky, Micholas. Thank my brother, all the team, Junkan team. Yeah, I'm here.
Well, congratulations, a big victory. We look forward to seeing you inside the hexagon again. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Anicet Kanyeba.
How about that win? The showstopper with some big words there after a very nice victory. And you gotta wonder what is next for the showstopper. Who's gonna be next for that man who just had a very dominant victory? He is backstage right now with C.S. Duplessis.
I have the victor, and how did that feel? It must have felt good at the end of the day. I could see that there was a sense of relief after a defeat. You now have the W.
Yeah, you know, this is MMA. Everyone you need to grow up. Yeah, I got 6 wins now and 6 losses. Yeah, I get this fight on short notice on one weekend because I'm a fighter. I always be on training. Yeah, I always thank my coach, Freddy Bassan, for everything he's done for me, like to the ground, because I was a boxer, but this is not boxing. That's why you see I try my best to submit and to take down and to use some couple elbows.
Let's talk about that. You had full mount, 2 rounds. Why didn't you finish it?
Yeah, you know, the guy also is tough. You know, I'm always fighting featherweight. Yeah, my weight is 73, but I was fighting in 73. The guy come from 8 and he dropped. Now he pick up his weight. It's tough, but the things, I just show my skill because experience also is count also. Yeah, he's supposed not to take the fight with me because I got a lot of fight more than him. Sometimes it's experience. He must look after his career. I must look after also my career. But he just come, he just bring. I said, okay, let's bring it in and let's fight, let's do it.
You're an experienced campaigner, 6-6 now. What's next for you? Who do you want to fight next?
Yeah, I'll try matchmaker Graham. He must give me 3 people I want. Boyd Allen, Brandon Kate, and Oki. Those 3 guys, I want to fight one of them because as this is my 5 years in EFC, I never go to the belt, and I need to fight for the belt.
Osoko was so tough, but Kanyeba was relentless with that ground and pound. We take a look at some more action from the heavyweight division from EFC 57. Fresh off a title fight, African boxing champion Elvis Moyo is out to return to the top of the division. In this battle, he faces the highly aggressive and confident Michael Vermeulen.
EFC, the Extreme Fighting Championship, is the ultimate fight sports promotion. Over 100 of the toughest mixed martial artists from around the globe are exclusively contracted to compete in the quest to find the world's greatest warriors. With a massive international broadcast expansion, over 8 TV networks in over 110 countries, EFC is a sporting phenomenon that has exploded onto the world stage. EFC, the Extreme Fighting Championship. Elvis Moyo versus Michael Vermeulen.
He's bringing his body, and that's what I intend to use as a punching bag. He's gonna fall.
Once I start going, I don't stop, so he has to throw everything that he's got at me, but no, he's not gonna be able to knock me out.
2 heavyweight monsters will collide inside the hexagon as Elvis Moyo and Michael Vermeulen will lay it all on the line for a possible shot at the heavyweight championship.
There's so much on the line for these 2 guys. Moyo wants another crack at Andrew Fanzel, and Vermeulen feels he deserves to be the heavyweight champion. 2 giants will clash, but which one will budge first?
Elvis Moyo is coming off an amazing performance at EFC 54, where he came within inches of clinching the title. The Zimbabwean will now be more motivated than ever to get the win and march on toward what could be the biggest rematch in EFC history.
I'm a smash him, you know that. Let's not fail to ask that. I'm smashed. Wow, I'm gonna hit him hard. That's besides the point. That's what is gonna happen. His game will change it.
Michael Vermeulen has been in devastating form, running through his last 4 opponents with ease. The Tank will be incredibly confident of keeping his win streak intact and ending the night with his hand raised.
I'll be victorious because I put a lot of time in, and I've dedicated to this fight, and we'll go all the way.
Will the power and precision of Moyo be too much to handle, or will Vermeulen's rush tactics and raw aggression once again see him victorious?
I'll be punching him. I never get tired of punching people, and I enjoy it. So I'm gonna enjoy it, and it will last as long as he can take it. If he can take it for 15 minutes, I'm going to dish it out for 15 minutes.
It's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not going to run around to run away from him. I'm going to get in his face and I'm going to give him all that I've got. He's not going to be able to knock me out.
It's Elvis Moyo versus Michael Vermeulen in a heavyweight duel with title aspirations on the line.
Co-main event time here from the city of gold, Johannesburg, South Africa. Making his way into the Big Top Arena, this is Michael the Tank Vermeulen, a guy that's on an epic run right now, and his style, straight bull rush, give you everything he has and put you away. He's a fan favorite.
It's been very, very effective for him. He's racked up a nice little winning streak. A tough guy, man. He comes at you and he throws every single thing right at your jaw, but he is going to have a tough time if he only has that in his back pocket against Elvis Moyo.
Well, he's in the prep zone right now, brought to you by Adidas, the official MMA equipment and apparel partner of the EFC. And from the people I've talked to, even in the organization, coaches, etc., if there was ever an opponent perfect for a guy like Elvis Moyo who could sit back there and kind of jabs you and picks you apart, it's a guy like Vermeulen, just because he doesn't stop. He's like a freight train. He just keeps coming, throws those hands, and if he clips you, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a former boxing champion of the world. Those are small gloves. That's a big man, and he can take anybody out.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt about that. Riding a 4-fight win streak. Very impressive by Michael Vermeulen. And this is a big thing. Is he going to change up his normal fighting style because he is fighting Elvis Moyo? Is he going to wait for his opportunity, or is he going to bull rush him, which I have to agree with what everyone else has said. That's probably the best way to try and fight Elvis. Elvis loves to stay on the outside. He loves to keep a little bit of distance between you and him. He's got very quick hands. He's very light on his feet. But no one has really rushed him yet. Everyone gives him so much respect because of his boxing pedigree and his boxing background, as they certainly should. But, keys to victory for Michael Vermeulen. Storm in, fight your fight, your way, your game plan, and he could certainly get his hand raised tonight.
He's got a lot of fans in the house tonight, as well as this man right here that's been on this scene for years upon years, whether it's boxing or, of course, MMA. He is former #1 contender for that title, Elvis Moyo. They call him the Bomber because he has some of the best power in all of the organization. He came literally a half of a round away from beating Andrew Mansell and claiming that title. Made a few mistakes, and he lost because of it. That being said, he is so laser focused right now. It's insane, it's scary.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oftentimes you find these fighters that will really work so hard to climb to the top of the pile, especially for someone like Elvis, who has had that boxing background and that boxing pedigree. They work so hard at the ground game, and as soon as they get to that level, they lose. They just stop training the ground game. They just stop putting in the time. Interesting, chatting to Vicker Swart yesterday. He said that Elvis has been in the gym every single day. They roll for at least 8 to 10 rounds every single day. He says if you think Elvis has improved in terms of his grappling and his wrestling game, wait until you see what he has in store now. Super focused, super confident, and I think yesterday at the weigh-ins, it's the best physical condition we've seen him in. So he is certainly going to be a very tough riddle to solve with that level of boxing. If he can stuff takedowns, and we've already seen he's got great submission defense, and he's got great wrestling defense.
he's certainly going to be a big, big problem in this division.
He took the loss to our current champion, but he took it in stride and just took it as a reason to get better. He learned from it. And it, like you said, with the grappling get better, the wrestling get better, it makes him very scary. All tools on a guy like Elvis Moyo with those strikes is insane.
Man, oh man, that's the punching power, his fluidity, the hand speed. It's just absolutely incredible. He is now a full, rounded mixed martial artist. Constantia Insurance brings you the tale of the tape. Michael Vermeulen, 3 years older than Elvis Moyo, 1 centimeter reach in it, going ever so slightly to Elvis Moyo. So a very close, very contested matchup. The official insurance partner to the EFC, Constantia Insurance, made personal. Let's throw it up to Cyrus for the introductions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your co-main event of the evening. 3 rounds in the EFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is a boxer with a record of 4 wins and 1 defeat. He stands 1.87 meters tall and weighed in at 113 kilos. Fighting for the tribe, Alberton, Johannesburg, South Africa, Michael the Tank Vermeulen. And now his opponent, standing across the hex and fighting out of the blue corner. He is also a boxer with a record of 6 wins and 4 defeats. He stands 1.85 meters tall and he weighed in at 117 kilos. Fighting out of the Tap Out Academy, Northcliffe, Johannesburg, South Africa. I give you Elvis the Bomber Moyo. And your referee when the action begins, Ferdy Masson.
The lovely EFC Hexagon Goals is proudly brought to you by Rex Diff and Gearbox, driven by perfection. Naomi and Pumza on duty.
Oh, I'm ready. Here it is, heavyweight action. Elvis the Bomber Moyo takes on the Tank, Michael Vermeulen.
Elvis, you ready? Ready? Fight!
Ferdy Bassan gets us started in this 3-round war, heavyweight action. Round 1 brought to you by 7 Stars Energy Drink. In the black, Michael Vermeulen. In the white and black trunks, Elvis Moyo.
See, almost immediately, this is not Vermeulen's style. He is staying on the outside. He is waiting for Moyo to come at him. And this is the difficulty that so many guys have with Elvis Moyo. He puts them out of their normal rhythm and the way they would normally fight.
Well, we saw the same thing with Vancel. I mean, in that fight, we didn't see the same Andrew Vancel. He tried to strike a little bit, and Elvis just absolutely punished him for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got such quick hands, and he moves so well, and he's actually so light on his feet for a guy that tips the scales close to 120.
You know, we had the interview with Elvis Moyo on Radio 2000 here in South Africa, and he said, you know, he can run at me, he can rush me, I'm ready for it, I have no problem, I will beat him for 3 rounds.
He's not doing that, and he's eating some shots, is Michael Vermeulen. So on his side as well, Elvis Moyo has taken him out of his normal game plan where he just rushes and comes forward, and Moyo looking light on his feet.
Yeah, we have not seen the trademark
a lot of power,
rush yet.
Big 2 shots landed by Moyo. Andrew Vancel knows what that feels like. It took a bunch of those over 3 rounds.
And listen, I give all kinds of credit.
Oh, big shot landed by Vermeulen.
Vermeulen with a big shot and a huge knee. The Tank is firing on all cylinders.
And this is Michael Vermeulen, 101. He's chasing Moyo
big
down.
shots.
Moyo now pushes him up against the fence.
Now Moyo is in a good position right now. That is not underneath the neck quite yet. This is actually a chance for Moyo to rest if he can somehow get that wrist control and stay out of the guillotine.
Fighting though, he's trying to lock his hands together, not quite. Now the arm is in by Elvis Moyo. Vermeulen stunned him. Big knee to the groin.
Well, that was actually, listen, wow. what a bad move by Vermeulen to throw that and to hit that, because now it's going to give Moyo time to rest. And no, he's not going to take that time.
Not going to take any of it, but certainly Vermeulen had a lot of momentum, and Moyo could have taken a lot of time to recover. So good sort of second win by Michael Vermeulen early on in his first round. He's shown that he also has some power, and Moyo has to watch out for it. He can't just
we had no
sit
doubts.
back.
We had no doubts about the power of Vermeulen. We just wondered if he was going to be able to execute against a guy like Moyo, who is so slick with his defense and his striking. But he's already shown.
Oh,
good
Vermeulen is gone. He's done.
Moyo just put him to sleep. Oh my goodness! Elvis Moyo is on a mission. He wants that belt, and he doesn't care who he has to go through to get it.
Wow, that was,
oh Lord,
my goodness. Elvis Moyo, take a bow. That was as clean a shot as you will see. Winning streak done for Michael Vermeulen. Elvis Moyo, big smiles on his face.
NPL action replay, here it is.
And takes Victor Swart down inside the hexagon, does Elvis Moyo. How was that shot? And then follows it up with 2 or 3 big shots.
That was one of his best.
Man. Vermeulen was still backing up, but boom, as good a right hand as you will ever see. Smells the blood, comes in, hammer fist like an angry child throwing a tantrum. Elvis Moyo is right in the title conversation again.
I don't know.
No
what do you do?
Doubt about that.
It seems like that has to be the ticket right back to the rematch. You would assume, I mean, Bessel had a fantastic, so many questions. Let me know now. Wow, what a win by Elvis Moyo. Completely impressed by that man.
Becoming a big fan favorite very quickly in this organization is Elvis Moyo. Michael Vermeulen certainly asked all the right questions. He came forward. He put the pressure on Moyo. He landed a good, clean shot. The first time we've actually seen Moyo dropped inside the hexagon, but he managed to recover very quickly. Came back and landed as good a right hand from any heavyweight that you'll ever see. It's Fire It Up to Cyrus for the official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Bernie Bassan called a stop to the contest at 2 minutes 40 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO due to strikes, Elvis the Bomber Moyo.
A very happy man is Elvis Moyo. Elvis, you got dropped for the first time in this hexagon tonight, but you came back and you landed probably one of the cleanest right hands.
He timed me very well. You see, he's a boxer, so he was always going to learn something. He surprised me, but I was back on my feet quick, caught me a knee, and from there I was wide awake.
Well, you had such an incredible performance against Andrew van Zyl. Now again tonight, you have to be very close to the top of this heavyweight division.
I'm going to dominate. That's my intention. I will dominate.
Well, I certainly look forward to seeing you inside the hexagon again. Congratulations on another big win. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Moyo.
Man, you got to believe he punched his ticket as well as the head directly off the shoulders of Mike Vermeulen. That was precise, powerful, everything you want in a knockout punch. Finishes it off with some destructive hammer fists. Elvis Moyo is a monster on a mission, and he has one thing in mind, that title and that rematch with one gear Andrew van Zyl. Well, I'll tell you what, we got the victorious Elvis Moyo backstage with Cius right now. Cius.
I'm with a bomber, and you certainly, Elvis Moyo, landed a bomb tonight. Tell me what was going through your mind, because earlier on you were definitely rocked, but it looked like you just found that sweet spot and you put Mike to sleep.
I can't say I was rocked. He caught me with a punch when I was going forward. It dropped me flat, but I was wide awake, so I wasn't rocked. But I was always going to land. You know, I throw hard punches. I was always going to land. And I got excited because he told everyone on SABC, everyone in the world, South Africa, he said, I'm not going to knock him out. And I knocked him out cold.
That must be a pretty satisfying feeling, but what have you taken out of the defeat to Andrew van Zyl into your career now? Because I know you're rolling 8 rounds a day, you're putting in so much hard work. What have you learned from that defeat now going forward?
Well, what I learned is that my biggest weapon are my feet. And because of my feet, I get to have fast hands. And as long as I stay light on my feet, then I'll be more faster, you know, like. So even if you see when Andrew caught me, or even now today when he caught me, I actually stood in front of him and I relaxed a little bit, and then I lost my timing for that split second. And you know, it was very, very fortunate for me that I didn't like wind up hurt or something. But when I'm light on my feet and I get fast, like I'm fast, like quick, I even surprise myself. I see people falling like a pack of potatoes, bah! And I'm like, oh, okay, they're down, you go, let me go there.
So what's next now? Surely it's a shot at the title that you want. I mean, did you get a chance to have a look at Wessel Mostert?
I did look at Wessel Mostert, and there's other one guy I will knock out called, but it's all up to the EFC and guys to let me know who I'm gonna fight. I wouldn't want to stay 6 months without fighting, waiting for Andrew. I would rather get 2 or 3 fights in those 6 months, and still, because I'm still going to be there at the top. At the end of the day, I'm a title contender, I'm worth it, but I'm not going to sit around and wait 6 months to get a fight. I don't want to do that.
You've been watching EFC, the Extreme Fighting Championship. Follow us on social media to stay up to date with the latest EFC info, and we'll see you again next time for more explosive MMA action.
Stay up to date with all the EFC Worldwide info. Like us on Facebook for exclusive EFC news. Follow us on Twitter for up-to-the-minute announcements. See the latest photos on our Instagram page, as well as EFC videos on our YouTube page. Plus all the latest fighter info on our website.